this week's YouTube episode. I'm really excited. Today we're going to be talking about Instagram. I have been on Instagram since I don't know, 2014? I don't know. I was just on it like everybody else, just sharing life, putting my family out there. And honestly, I posted so that it would automatically upload to my chat books because I got like this little square book that shared our memories from the month and it was automatic. So I didn't have to do anything. So I mostly posted for my chat book. So it would print off this cute little book and show these memories of my kids for generations to come. It was this whole plan that I had. And I remember, slowly growing on there and seeing this shift with how things were working. And I remember I got my first message from a brand. I don't even remember what brand, but they were like, hey, can we send you our product and you share it on your page and, we'll pay you $50. And I was like, is this a scam? You want to send me your stuff for free and pay me? And I just have to share about it? Like, what? It was so bizarre at the time. And it was at this time when influencer marketing was just becoming a thing. And I had no idea. But the thing was, going back a little bit before that, I had no intention of doing anything with influencer marketing or anything to that degree. I only began growing my Instagram account and my social media presence because I was a writer and I wanted to publish my first book. Now at this time, I was sending out letters to literary agents just seeking representation. I had made my whole start of my book and sent, the first couple chapters, and I needed to be represented in order to get to the publisher. So I was sending out all these messages. And the common theme of what I was hearing back was, this is great, but it does not matter how good of a writer you are. If you don't have a social media presence, we can't do anything for you. And it was at that moment, I was like, I don't know if I can go any further in being a writer and a published author if I don't have a social media presence. And I am not seasoned in this area, but I do not think that that is true anymore. However, at the moment, that is what I was hearing from everybody. So I stopped writing my book and I started trying to grow my Instagram account and all my social media channels. Now, this was an interesting part of life because, like I said, influencer marketing was just becoming a thing. So as I'm actively trying to grow my social media for the purpose of publishing a book, influencer marketing was becoming a thing. So I happened into this beautiful opportunity, which continued to grow, began to provide income for my family and I, and really was fun. So I feel like it's been 10 years that I've been doing this, which sounds so crazy to say, and it was nothing I ever had sought out to doing. I should also mention, it's been 10 years and I still don't have a published book. I actually feel like I rarely write anymore besides in my kids' journals. And I'm okay with that for now. I really want to get back into writing more. But it's been a really interesting journey here because it wasn't anything I purposely sought out to do. I kind of just happened into it. And then once I found myself here, I was like, this is amazing. I love this. I enjoy the creativity I get to infuse into this. I love the opportunities it's provided for us. I love the creative outlet and just the whole process of content creation and the income. It has blessed our family immensely beyond words. And so it's been a blessing. I'm very happy with how it all kind of happened. And then my actual intentional pursuit of growth in that area. And I've just been doing it since the very beginning, I feel like, since it became a thing. Today, I want to give you guys 5 tips on how to grow your social media presence. It will be more catered to an Instagram platform. However, I want it to work for you to be able, I'm going to kind of try to generalize it so you can work at it across all platforms that you might be on, whether that's TikTok or Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, and just share some things I've learned through the 10 years of growing my Instagram account and being present on social media. And so stay tuned. We're going to hop into 5 tips for you. Number 1 is going to be a little confusing. It is find your niche, but also throw out the rules of finding your niche. If you are someone who has a specific topic, a passion, something that you want to talk about, and you want to grow your platform, whatever it may be, off of that niche, go for it, rock with it. Someone like me, I am a mom of 6. I'm an entrepreneur. I homeschool. We live on a little ranch. We renovate buildings. There's so many things that I do. I go through different seasons of exercising and playing sports, and I love crafting, like all types of crafting. And I love learning new things, but I also hate learning new things. Depends on what it is. I hate learning new games. I love learning new crafts, depending on what the craft is. All right, we're all over the place, okay? We don't know. Anyways, there's so many parts of me that I have not wanted to nail it down to one thing. If you are a person who has a niche and you want to form what you have around that topic, do it. But if you are someone who is multi-passionate and multifaceted, I personally think that it's really beautiful to see all of these different aspects of somebody's life. So I've never wanted to niche down into one specific topic because there's so many parts of my life that I want to share. So for me, I consider myself more of a lifestyle blogger or lifestyle influencer or lifestyle content creator because I like to share all the different parts of my life. Within that, you should have those categories. So if you have a YouTube, if you have a Pinterest, making sure that you're adding in these different categories for each of the specific pieces of your life so that it's more organized and easy for people to navigate your channels through those categories. The second thing that I would say is very crucial for you into growing your platforms is to really focus on quality content. A question that I like to ask myself before posting or even creating the content that I am is asking, does this add value? Is this beneficial for people's lives? And sometimes the answer is no, and I still might do it because it's just something that I want to create, even if just for me. But if you really want to grow, I would encourage you to stick to that value point, that quality content, and really move forward in that. The answer can be yes for educational purposes, yes for entertainment purposes. Whatever that value is might differ, but the fact alone is this adding value to somebody else's life? And if it does, then full-fledged dive into that and bring value into the world, onto the online world, and have that benefit, what you're creating, have that benefit other people in a really beautiful way. The third thing is engaging with your community, and it's building that community. So maybe you're creating hashtags that are focused around that. Maybe you're making merch that people want to get because they're excited to be a part of what you're offering. But really starting out, that is commenting back, that is messaging privately back, that is communicating with people and being someone who cares that they care about what you're putting out there. And honestly, if you're posting and sharing on multiple platforms, that can be overwhelming. And so if you start to feel like you're getting so many messages and comments that you cannot keep up, then even if it's just liking things, or if you get on a schedule where you're like, hey, I'm gonna set the timer, I'm gonna respond to this many things in this time frame, you can try ManyChats where it has automatic messages back. But honestly, I don't do that almost ever because I think the authenticity of being you and being the one who's actually responding to these people is so much more meaningful and shows the genuineness of you and why you're even putting stuff online in the first place. So I think it's really important that it is coming from you. And that's just my personal opinion. You might hear other people say other things, or if you have millions of followers and you literally could not keep up with thousands of comments, then go in and just have conversations or meaningful pieces of input on 10 comments, right? Like at least show up in some capacity as you're growing. But at the beginning, I think it's completely doable to be very active in your community and responding to people. That really makes a difference, that you're not just like putting stuff out there and like, oh, okay, whatever. Hopefully I grow and, do big things with this, but that you are an authentic, genuine person who wants to be there, who wants to connect with people. I will sometimes meet somebody when I'm out that we only know each other online, and they're like, I don't want this to be creepy. I'm like, why would this be creepy? This is called social media. This is meant to be an opportunity for you to be social. So when that social aspect goes into real life, that's the beauty of it. That's one of the great benefits of it. And so don't be afraid to be social on social media. Number 4 is consistency. You have got to be consistent, whatever that looks like for you. If your consistency is once a week on Fridays, that's great. Then everyone can expect that they're going to hear from you in this capacity on Fridays. If your consistency is twice a day, every single day, stick with it. Don't just fall off the map for a month, but be consistent. You need to do with what's in your capacity. So if you're committing to something that you are not going to be able to withhold, then do not do that. Make your goals achievable and make them realistic for you. So for me, to give you an example of what I do, I post on Instagram every single day. I don't skip a day. I do not skip a day. It would be hard for me to skip a day because I have so much content created on Instagram. It's a very natural flowing platform for me to create things. And so I oftentimes will post twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, because I just have so much that I have already created to put out there, and I'm continually doing that. And so for me, that's where my consistency lies. With YouTube, it started with once a day, and I've been incredibly inconsistent with it over the past few years. My daughter has joined forces with me, and she's been helping me because she's so good with that platform and with all of the things that come along with it. And so we're like, let's bump this up to twice a week. And just most recently, we're like, hey, I think we can do 3 times a week, because we have some really big goals with that platform. So that's what we're gearing for. I usually repurpose my content from our Instagram onto TikTok. So I usually post once a day. I would say realistically 5 to 6 times a week on TikTok. And then I put those videos as well as YouTube shorts. And then there's also like LTK and Pinterest that I also post on. I haven't found my consistency in those places yet. I'm still figuring out what that looks like for me. And so that I can have capacity for. I know that I have capacity to do this on Instagram and this on YouTube, and I don't want to push it so that I start failing in all of these areas. So either hone in on your one platform that you want to be your thing, but if you're repurposing content and posting on multiple platforms, you have to be realistic about what you can actually take on so that you're not inconsistent. The 5th thing that I want to say is finding your style. This is across all platforms as well. But if you're a writer, write the most beautiful captions from your heart and let that be the overflowing of what you have inside of you. If you're an artist, share your art. Infuse that into what you're posting and how you're sharing. If you are really good at taking videos, get so creative and have a blast filming the content that you want to do. I think using your skills as part of being intertwined with your niche and what you're going to be sharing is so unique to you. And so I think that finding your style is a process. And this goes for like cover photos, YouTube thumbnails, whatever you're creating, that you can find a consistent look throughout it. You're going to have some people, some accounts that have this magazine type whole channel or feed, and it looks beautiful. It is so aesthetically pleasing. And you're gonna have other people who are like, this is me, I'm just putting this up here, and people still love it, right? And so you have to find your style. What is your style? And it's okay to experiment. It is 100% okay to experiment. It is so okay to be bad at it at first until you find your flow. That's how we get better at things. We have to fail, we gotta fall down, we gotta make some really rough edits of things before we're like, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to learn this. I want to implement this skill. And you'll look back and you'll be like, wow, that sucked. But also look how far I've come. And I wouldn't have come to where I am if I wouldn't have been bad at it at first. So that's okay to feel that way. And it's okay to have your growth process be at a different pace than anybody else. But I think it's important to find your style and to infuse that into your creation so that you're making things that you enjoy and that fit who you are, and that B, people know what to expect when they come. Like they can recognize, it's almost like that brand recognition. They know this is something that you made because they recognize your style. So I really am excited for you to jump into this journey of content creation and growing your Instagram account or your YouTube account or whatever social media platform that you are really invested in, or maybe it's a few. And I hope that some of these tips are helpful and encouraging to you. Stay tuned because I will probably do a part 2 of this because I think there's just so much to share in this aspect. And it is a process. Some people have some quick growth and some people it takes years. But again, that consistency, and if you're doing something you love, you're enjoying that process of it anyways. So make realistic goals, make sure you're doing things that you enjoy within it so that you are encouraged to keep going in it, and have fun with it. Really have fun. Please comment if you have any questions in regards to this, or if you would like me to do a part 2 answering some specific questions that you have about content creation. I would love to answer them. I've been doing this for 10 years, maybe more. And I love it. I'm so blessed to be able to do it. And I fell into it, and now here I am. And it is a gift. It is something I'm very thankful to the Lord for. And thank you guys. Subscribe, like this channel. Please share it anywhere if you find any of this entertaining or fun, or you learn something. Please share away. We really appreciate that. All right, love you.